Formerly for the Governor's Cup, but with the Rams now in LA, that is no more, and it's just a meaningless Week 17 game between Kansas City's backups and the Rams starters. Kansas City is locked into the top wild card, while the Rams can still potentially improve their position with a win. Andy Reid talked about the Chiefs' game plan this week and said that the key to extra crispy chicken wings was to bake, then fry. When asked how the Chiefs plan to stop Rams star running back Todd Gurley this week, his response was simply tater tots. And yes, I realize I'm talking over these highlights, but to be honest, I'm just showing them as a courtesy to prove that the first quarter actually took place. Despite what you're seeing here, there was no scoring nor very much action in the entire first quarter. But things got kick-started in the second as Chase Daniel looks to throw over the middle but throws it right to LaMarcus Joyner, who picks it off and is going to bring it back to the Chiefs 24 before being pushed out of bounds. And 3 plays later, the give goes to Todd Gurley, who spins his way past Russ Taplin-Ross and into the end zone for the first score of the game. Chiefs looking to answer back, and on 3rd and 4, Daniel play fakes and hits Demetrius Harris for 10 yards and a first down. 3 plays later, 3rd down again, and it's Demetrius Harris again, this time for 8 yards to keep the drive alive. But the Chiefs' 3rd down luck runs out 3 plays later as Daniel goes to DeAndre Haynes, who can't hang on, but a Harrison Butker field goal makes it 7-3. Later in the second, 3rd down for the Rams, Goff looks to throw but fades back in the pocket and becomes a part of history as Justin Houston records his 23rd sack of the year, setting a new NFL record. Rams looking for points before half, and Goff stands in the pocket like a statue before hitting Todd Gurley on the sideline for 9 yards. Next play, it's Goff to Gurley again, this time on the screen, and Gurley's going to get outside, put the moves on safety Russ Taplin-Ross, and pick up 33 yards before being pushed down at the Chief 27. Rams continue to roll as Goff hits Cooper Kupp for 10 more yards as he gets out of bounds for the first down, stopping the clock. Next play, Goff hits Sammy Watkins on the quick pass as he picks up 11 yards, setting up 1st and goal. And 3 plays later, it's Todd Gurley finding pay dirt again as he takes the carry in for his 2nd score to give the Rams a 14-3 halftime lead. 3rd quarter now, and the Rams offense right back to work as Goff hits Todd Gurley out of the backfield, who again puts Taplin-Ross in a blender as he picks up 22. Next play, it's Goff with a play fake before hitting Sammy Watkins for a pickup of 17 and another first down. Later in the drive, the give goes to Mike Gillislee, who has acres of room to run as he picks up 10, setting up 1st and goal. But 3 plays later, the Chiefs defense holds as on 3rd and goal, pressure nearly gets to Goff and he throws it right to AJ Sims, who drops the pick. Drive ends in a field goal and a 17-3 Rams lead. After a Chiefs punt, Rams and Goff looking to go deep on 3rd down to Sammy Watkins, and the pass will fall incomplete, but too much contact on the play, and Tamario Wofford is busted for the 53-yard pass interference to set up 1st and goal. But the Chiefs reserves hold strong again as on 3rd and goal, nowhere for Goff to go, and he throws it to the sideline incomplete, and another Greg Zuerlein field goal puts the Rams up 17. Chiefs offense continues to do nothing, so the Rams with the ball back again, and Goff is going to hit Tyler Higbee for 25 yards on a first down. Then later in the drive, it's Goff looking to throw and going back to Cooper Kupp, who makes the toe tap catch for another 17 yards into Chief territory. And on the next play, it's Todd Gurley showing Andy Reid why tater tots are not an effective strategy to stop him as he takes the carry in from 38 yards out for his 3rd score of the game to put the Rams up 27-3. Rams dominated the first 3 quarters, but the 4th quarter was all Chiefs, and it started with Chase Daniel going deep to a diving Demarcus Robinson for the 45-yard catch to put the Chiefs in the red zone, where later in the drive, Daniel looks to throw and is going to find tight end Demetrius Harris in the end zone for the 8-yard score. 2-point conversion is no good, so the Chiefs cut it to 27-9. First play after a Rams punt, and Daniel goes back to Harris, who makes the catch for 15 yards, and a flag comes in for the face mask, so add 15 more to put the Chiefs near midfield. Next play, Daniel goes back to the sky again and hits Carlos Ray behind the defense for 21 more yards down to the Ram 31. And after the Chiefs spend 4 minutes inching their way towards the end zone, Chase Daniel spends nearly that much time looking to throw before he finally decides to take it in from 4 yards out to cut it to 27-16. And then with the game completely decided, Todd Gurley is given his 33rd carry of the day, where he is taken down and stays down, grabbing his knee. Post-game tests reveal a partially torn ligament in his knee, so as the Rams come away with the 27-16 win, the mood was much more somber in the Rams locker room as they lose their offensive catalyst for any kind of playoff run. Gurley finishes the day with over 200 all-purpose yards and scored all 3 of the Rams touchdowns, but goes down on one of the most meaningless plays of the season. Both of these teams finished the year at 11-5, and we'll see both of them traveling on the road next week in the wild card round. All right, guys, so obviously a really exciting game there with all the backups, and that pretty much went as expected, though. That last play I showed and talked about was definitely a what the franchise type moment, though. There's no reason Gurley should have been in the game there, so that's kind of a frustrating thing to have happen, but it is what it is. But we're going to move right into the final edition of League News for the year, starting as always with scores from Week 17. Cardinals take down the Bucks, Titans over the Jets, Bengals upset the Patriots on the road, Cowboys, Dolphins, and Packers win division games. Falcons emphatically proclaim themselves as the best in the NFC South, winning 56-28 over the Saints. Steelers take down the Panthers. Niners beat Washington. Colts can't take advantage of the Patriots' loss and are eliminated from the playoffs with the loss to the Eagles. Bears beat the Vikings to take the NFC North. Ravens get their second win of the year over the Browns. Broncos beat the Raiders. Jags beat the Texans. And on Sunday night, the Chargers win a nail-biter over the Seahawks. So as we look at the season-ending standings, the Bills win the AFC East at 10-5-1. The Steelers easily take the North as the only team over 500 there. The Jaguars finish 10-6 and take the South over the Colts, Texans, and Titans. And then the Chargers finish as the best in the West and the AFC at 14-2, while we finish a respectable 11-5. To the NFC, the Eagles take the East with their win over the Colts. As mentioned before, the Bears win over the Vikings propels them to the NFC North title. And then in the South, the Falcons finish at the top over the Saints. And then the Seahawks lose in their final game of the year against the Chargers, but already had the division clinched over the 11-5 Rams. And with that, we get to take a look at the NFL playoff bracket, where, as you can see in the wild card round, will be matched up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who we beat earlier this season. The other game in the AFC will be a divisional battle between the Patriots and Bills, and the winners of those games will be traveling to either Los Angeles or Pittsburgh in the divisional round. Moving to the NFC, the Saints will travel to Chicago and the Rams will travel to Philadelphia, where both teams have better records than the teams hosting them, and the winners of those games will end up either in Seattle or Atlanta. The AFC's last offensive player of the week is the man we'll be facing next week in Jaguars quarterback Blake Bortles. Bortles finished the season with a 276-yard performance while throwing 2 touchdowns to help the Jags finish 10-6 on the year with a win over the Texans. Defensively, you saw this rookie return a pick 6 against us last video, and this week Andre Shaw continued his stellar play, picking off Tom Brady twice and also forcing a fumble to help propel his Bengals to a 35-23 upset in New England. Matt Ryan is the final NFC Offensive Player of the Week award winner, as his incredible performance over the division rival Saints helps emphatically clinch the NFC South. Ryan completed nearly 90% of his passes for 327 yards and a career-high 6 touchdowns in the Falcons' 56-28 beatdown of New Orleans. To the NFC side, the Seahawks' Bobby Wagner takes home the award for his 10-tackle, 2-interception performance against the Chargers on Sunday night. Wagner, a member of the 99 Club, will have the week off as the Seahawks await either the Eagles or the winner of the Chicago-New Orleans game. As we take a look at the league leaders for the last time, Aaron Rodgers takes home the passing yardage crown but comes up 83 yards shy of the 5,000-yard mark. Tom Brady moves into second with Pat Mahomes taking the week off, and Carson Wentz and Phillip Rivers round out the top 5 at 4th and 5th. Aaron Rodgers also finishes at the top of the passing touchdown leaders with 45, and Matt Ryan with his 6 Week 17 touchdowns moves into second, while Tom Brady slips to third. Rookie Max Enderle obliterates the rookie touchdown pass record of 26 by Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson, finishing with 38, and Blake Bortles finishes 5th with 32. The rushing title goes to Le'Veon Bell, who finishes the year with 1,657 yards. Ezekiel Elliott and Devontae Freeman both eclipse 1,500 yards and finish at second and third. Todd Gurley's big day pushes him into the top 5 but out of the postseason with his injury, and Alvin Kamara finishes 5th in yards but first in rushing touchdowns as he finishes the year with a league high 17. Alex Collins of the Jets sits one behind with 16, while Le'Veon Bell and Devontae Freeman are tied for third with 14, and then the 3 touchdown day by Todd Gurley also pushes him into the top 5 of the rushing touchdown category as well. Demaryius Thomas is the receiving yard leader for the season despite not having a single yard in Week 17. He finishes 6 yards ahead of Brandon Cooks, while Devontae Adams, who led the league for most of the year, finishes third. Julian Edelman takes Travis Kelce's spot at 4th, while Julio Jones finishes the year at 5th. Julian Edelman led the league with his 16 touchdown catches this year, while Devontae Adams moved into second with a touchdown catch in Week 17. Josh Gordon, Quincy Enunwa, and Demaryius Thomas finished tied for third among others with 11 touchdown catches. Defensively, Justin Houston's half sack of Jared Goff in Week 17 set a new NFL record of 23. Carl Lawson was shut out in the final week and finishes the year at 21.5. Myles Garrett sits at third with 20, while TJ Watt finishes at fourth with 18.5, and then Melvin Ingram pops back into the top 5 to finish the year with 18 sacks. To the interception leaders, Jason Verrett finishes at the top with 8, while Bobby Wagner's 2 picks in Week 17 push him into a tie with Janoris Jenkins and Deion Jones, who also added a pick in Week 17. Rounding out the list is another linebacker in Panthers All-Pro Luke Kuechly. But that's going to do it for this week. I know this week was pretty dead as it was all backups and just overall kind of a lame duck week before the playoffs. But join me next video as we take on the Jaguars in the wild card round, looking to advance to play either the Chargers or the Steelers in the divisional round. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks for watching.